Rueben Hurricane Bain from
Oh,
Miami Central. This is a guy, I watched him in spring football, Brian. I knew he was going to be good, but I didn't realize he'd be this good this quickly because he wreaked havoc in spring practices and in the spring game. How much is he going to get on the field year one, you think?
this is the $1,000,000 question, because if every play was a passing play, I'd start him. He's just that good of a natural pass rusher. Can he hold up against the run when a 320-pound ugly man that doesn't like him is in front of him? That's what it comes down to. I mean, it's about bully ball.
Yeah.
When you see a freshman defensive lineman on the field, it's an open book, bro. You try to run at him and make sure that he has the technique and, more importantly, the physical strength to hold up. So I think he'll rotate in and out, but I think the majority of his reps will be third down situations or passing situations until he literally proves it. And think about Miami's offensive line that he's going against in practice now. He's going against Big Maui and guys like that. They got a lot of size. There has not been a bigger overhaul in college football than Miami's O-line from 22 to 23. It's insane. So we'll find out pretty quick. The A&M game in particular. How many plays does Rueben get on the field? It's first or second down, and it's still a running situation. That's what I'm curious about. Because if he can handle that, Miami's DN group can be considered as good as there is in the country. I mean, they got some dudes up front. They had 37 sacks last year, and they got a lot of those guys back. They're going to be good. They just got to find a way to rotate players, especially early in the year. Down there at the Heat is brutal, so you need to rotate DNs. I think he will play a lot, but again, playing the run's the key. If he can do that, man, he'll be almost like a co-starter, because 3rd and 7, nobody wants to see him lining up with his hands in the dirt.
Now, we got a question from LL Cool Matt on our subtext chat about Leonard Taylor, who you wrote about, LT. I think this is a really important season for him, Brian. And Leonard Taylor, he's going to have to be the anchor of that defensive line, perhaps the anchor of the defense, period. What kind of a role do you think Taylor, who I didn't think they let him on the field enough last year, new defensive coordinator now, what kind of a role do you think LT56 is going to play?
Well, if you look at Guidry's defense, he moves guys around and has a lot of moving parts. That's going to benefit him, man. Because teams, they don't want to see him on 3rd down and 7 as an interior lineman. Most guards can't pass block that well. And that's the one thing that he's always been able to do. I was thinking about this earlier today when I was writing the article on all Hurricanes. I can't think of a guy that had better technique as a 3-tech in the last 5 years than Taylor coming out of high school. I mean, he'd been really, really well trained, and he just smoked guys at the high school. I mean, it was a joke.
Yeah.
And in college, he's getting double teams. They're doing all kinds of things, and that's a lot harder. I mean, you're playing against better comp. But to me, that'll come, especially with everybody they have. They've got Miami's D line is being slept on. It had 37 sacks last year, man. It's good. They have to play the run better, though, and that's the key for me. And I talked about it in the article. He needs to increase his ability to push the pocket and just flat out stuff them. 2nd down and 10 leads to sacks too. So if he can do that, he'll actually increase his sack total on everybody else. Miami could be in the 45 range this year. I mean, legitimately, they could be a top 5 defensive line in the country rushing the passer. They have speed galore, guys like Nigel Kelly, Jafari Harvey, etc. That you can't double them all. So if he's an anchor in the middle and they have to double him, man, Miami's edge guys, they're going to eat. So that's why I think he's as important a player on the defense and arguably the team as there is. Because the other thing is he's 305. We've talked about this a lot on the show. Miami does not have a lot of pure size at D tackle. That doesn't mean they don't have talent. It's just that specific body type. If he's not healthy, it changes Miami's rotation immediately. It's a problem. They just don't have many guys like that. So, I want Joshua Horton and some of the younger players to get players, to Moten, et cetera. But let's do it. Taylor needs to get about 60% of the reps at his spot, is my guess. And then you rotate other guys in. He's a dude.